Welcome to part 2 of the Smart Art Accessibility PowerPoint walkthrough. This is Katrina Dubry, and I will be your accessibility advocate today. We're going to discuss Smart Art Accessibility. A short disclaimer, please note that this presentation was created using existing but modified slide layouts by me, an external contractor. This presentation does not represent Transition Tennessee, TNTAN, nor the Tennessee Department of Education. This presentation is intended for demonstration purposes only. Let's examine an actual slide from a partner organization. Let's review this in terms of accessibility a bit more. When I view this slide within the edit mode and I have reading order pane selected, which again can be accessed through the search bar, I can verify from top to bottom that this presentation reads in a logical order. It starts with the title, it passes over the arrow, which was marked decorative, and then it navigates through the freeform shapes in a logical left to right order. Additionally, the reference at the bottom of this slide was created with content placeholders in Slide Master, so that element appears in the outline view. However, please be aware that when you go to Outline View, the information within the Smart Art does not appear. Let's do a quick review of that original slide. So the Smart Art was ungrouped, the arrow shape was marked decorative, and color contrast does meet requirements. The reading order pane reflected a logical reading order. However, the content within the Smart Art does not appear in Outline View. The reference was created using a content placeholder in Slide Master, so it does appear in Outline View. The slide read in slideshow presentation mode with screen readers, JAWS, NVDA, and VoiceOver. The dotted line object was not marked decorative in Slide Master, leading to VoiceOver reading this. The dotted line is similar to the one that is showing on the bottom of this slide. Please be sure to mark appropriate objects as decorative in Slide Master and Normal View. Let's explore what an alternative format may look like that is not Smart Art but includes similar information. Please note that this presenter is not a graphic designer or a subject matter expert. Here's an example of a student-directed IEP continuum. Instead of the continuum being listed in Smart Art, it was listed using a bulleted list. Additionally, Smart Art was used to create a supporting image that just reinforces the content that has already been added in the bullets. So for example, the bullets show how a student can go from not being included in their IEP at all to leading all aspects of the process. The visual shows an arrow pointing from left to right that has text that says low student involvement, increased student involvement, and student leadership. The reference for this information was included at the bottom. Now let's explore how you might recreate a similar visual to Smart Art using accessible objects. First, select the View tab on the home bar and go to Slide Master. When planning your slides, pre-build them in the Slide Master. I knew that I would be creating a visual that had 6 text boxes. I also knew that I was going to have a reference. So I modified an existing layout form and added a few more placeholder content boxes. These are found in the Insert Placeholder element within the Slide Master tab. I created a rough outline for how I wanted to arrange my slide within this layout. When I right-click and select Format Shape, I have access to tools such as Size, which helps me ensure that each of my text boxes have the same height and width. Now that I have proactively created the layout that I need to create my own version of a graphic, I'm going to go back to View and Normal View. From there, I can go to the Home menu and I can select New Slide. Any slides that I created, I labeled KD at the beginning. The slide that I created for this presentation was KD example for Smart Art. My next step was to insert the important content into the content placeholders that I created in Slide Master. Here you will see that I have inserted the text for all 6 of the boxes that will appear on the continuum, and I have also included the reference for this information. In this example, I've started building out the graphic I would like for my presentation. I've created shapes, and I've done my best to ensure that they have similar height and width dimensions. I now am going to copy the shape I created. I'm going to paste it, and I want to line it up with the other shapes. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to View Alt Text. I'm going to ensure it's marked as decorative. I do need to select my arrow again to make sure that is in the way back, so I sent that to back. Now I have text that obviously does not meet color contrast, so I'm going to select that text. I'm going to go to the home bar, and I'm going to select the white text. Now I want to go to my reading order, and I want to make sure that this reads in the order as intended. All of the items I've marked decorative will show up the top, but they're not check marked, so they will not be read. So we start with the title, then we go to the first placeholder, the next placeholder, the next placeholder, until I go through all items ending with the reference text box. What you'll notice about this example is when I go to View and Outline View, all of the information within the text box does appear within Outline View. The last item I want to check is just to make sure that I do not have repeating titles, and when I am looking in the Outline View, I can quickly see that I do. So what I'm going to do is make a small change so that each slide has an original title. This will be Student-Directed IEP Continuum Draft, and this will be Student-Directed IEP Continuum Final. Now I can quickly view my entire presentation in the outline view, and I can check for any issues. And of course, the last thing that you always want to do is you want to check accessibility. So I'm going to check accessibility, and it says looks good, no issues found. We have manually checked color contrast as well as reading order. I hope you found this demonstration helpful. Please feel free to use the slides and reach out to me with any questions. Thanks so much.